I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. As the E Jean Carroll case against Donald Trump reaches its conclusion with closing arguments in the federal trial set to take place on Monday, the court is now releasing exhibits that were shown to the jury. These exhibits were previously not accessible to the public. And I want to talk about that with you, and specifically, one of these exhibits included the videotaped deposition of Donald Trump during this case. And now we previously showed you the deposition transcripts of Donald Trump that were placed in various filings in this case, but we haven't yet shown you, we haven't yet seen until now, the video deposition of Donald Trump, and they are far more devastating to watch than just simply reading these transcripts. And so I want to show you some of the key portions of the videotape deposition of Donald Trump that have now been made public. The first clip I want to show you from the video deposition of Donald Trump in E Jean Carroll's case involves the line of questioning where Donald Trump is shown a photograph from few decades ago where E Jean Carroll, her husband John Johnson, and Donald Trump's first wife Ivana are all talking with each other. Donald Trump is shown the photograph and he thinks that E Jean Carroll is his second wife, Marla Maples, and he has to be corrected by Alina Habba, who interjects inappropriately and improperly to coach the witness to say, no, that's not Marla Maples, that's E Jean Carroll. So I want to show you that video deposition portion now, but here's the photo just so you are looking at it. You see Ivana, Donald Trump's first wife, on the bottom right. You see John Johnson, E Jean Carroll's former husband there. And then you see E Jean Carroll within the eyesight of Donald Trump. So now let me play you this portion of the video deposition of Trump. Play this clip.
I think so, yes.
And do you recall when you first saw this photo?
At some point during the process, I saw it. That's, I guess, her husband, John Johnson, who was an anchor for ABC. Nice guy, I thought. I mean, I don't know him, but I thought he was pretty good at what he did. I don't even know who the woman, let's see, I don't know who, it's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla, yeah, that's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No, that's
Here.
Carroll.
Oh, is that,
The person you just pointed to was
I
E Jean
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Point, your wife. And the woman on the right is your then wife,
I don't know,
Ivana?
this was the picture. I assume that's John Johnson. Is that
That's Carroll.
Carroll? Because it's very blurry.
Now, in your June 21...
Yeah, so when you see that portion of the video deposition of Trump, I mean, it's far more devastating to watch him kind of struggle with it and to see him say, oh, that's Marla. That's Marla Maples. And then you see Alina Habba, who very inappropriately tries to coach him and says, no, that's not Marla. That's E Jean Carroll. And Donald Trump, even when he's told that, is so surprised and so shocked that that is E Jean Carroll. And the jury got to see exactly what you just saw right there. I want to show you another portion of the video deposition that's been released where Trump defends his comments from the Access Hollywood tape. And Trump says, well, I'll play it for you, but Trump says, historically, it is true that famous people can get away with doing, or famous men can get away with doing anything they want with women. Here, play this clip.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
And
I'm going to show you another portion now of the video deposition of Donald Trump in the E Jean Carroll case, where he says that Jessica Leeds, who accused him of groping her on an airplane, would not be his, quote, first choice. And he then says to E Jean Carroll's lawyer, Roberta Kaplan, that Roberta Kaplan would not be a choice of his either. I mean, totally disgusting. Play this clip.
Say, oh, I was with Donald Trump in 1980.
Nothing changes.
I was sitting with him on an airplane. And he went after me on the plane. Yeah, I'm going to go after. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. Man. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it. I would not have any interest in.
So I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a jury who are watching what you just saw, who are seeing the empty chair because Donald Trump has not showed up to the trial at all. Instead, remember, Donald Trump fled to Scotland and Ireland. The jury's heard the compelling testimony of E Jean Carroll. They've heard the compelling testimony of other victims who also experienced this heinous and disgusting conduct of Donald Trump. They've heard from corroborating witnesses who said E Jean Carroll called them shortly after she was attacked by Donald Trump. They've heard from experts. They've heard from people who have worked at Bergdorf Goodman. They've heard all of this compelling testimony, and there's an empty chair there. Donald Trump not being called as a witness, Donald Trump not even showing up at the trial, and then they're seeing those portions of the video deposition. The jury's not seeing this clip I'm about to show you right now, but you'll recall that when Donald Trump was in Ireland, he told the press there that he had to stop playing golf. He was in the middle of his golf game, and then he told the press that he had to leave because he was going to show up in the federal courthouse to confront E Jean Carroll, which is a total lie. So I want to play for you this portion of the video, but then I want to talk to you about what went down in the courthouse as well when Donald Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, had to explain to the judge what Donald Trump was trying to say there when Tacopina had already told the judge Donald Trump was not going to testify. But first, play this clip of Donald Trump.
Because of that, I have to leave Ireland and I have to leave Scotland, where I have great properties. I have to leave early. I don't have to, but I choose to.
Will you attend the trial, Mr. President?
I'll probably attend, and I think it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace that it's allowed to happen. It's called false accusations against a rich guy, or in my case, against a famous, rich, and political person that's leading the polls by 40 points. And I have to go back for a woman that made a false accusation about me, and I have a judge who's extremely hostile. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to confront this woman. This woman is a disgrace, and it shouldn't be allowed to happen in our country.
So here's the reporting from Adam Klasfeld of Law and Crime News. And he basically says at a sidebar, this is what Joe Tacopina and Judge Lewis Kaplan, the federal judge presiding over this case, talked about. And by the way, this is in the transcript. The jury didn't see this. In a sidebar, the jury doesn't see what's going on. I mean, they can see perhaps the lawyers having a conversation with the judge, but they don't get to hear what's taking place. But this is what's actually in the transcript. After Donald Trump said what you just heard him say in Ireland, Tacopina told the judge, "I know you understand what I am dealing with." And then he said, "But Trump is not testifying, but I know you understand what I am dealing with." Then the judge said to Tacopina, I'm not implying dishonesty on your part, but I just heard what Donald Trump had said. Judge Kaplan went on to say, I have issues too, which is to run this trial fairly and appropriately, not to waste the jury's time or anybody else's time, and to make sure both sides, Mr. Tacopina, including your client, have a fully fair trial. And then Tacopina says, I hear you, but I am going to rest. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to rest, meaning he's not putting on a case. He's not calling Donald Trump as a witness. And then Tacopina said, as an officer of the court, I am telling you that he is not going to testify. And then Judge Kaplan said, I hear you saying that, but things in life change. And he said, I'm absolutely committed in this case, as in every case, to ensure to the best of my ability that every party has an opportunity to pursue or defend against the claim asserted by or against a party. As I'm sure, Mr. Tacopina, you're aware, and probably everybody in this courtroom is aware, there have been news reports out of the British Islands, I guess they're still called that all day, attributing to Mr. Trump various statements with respect to his possible presence here before this trial ends. I won't attempt to summarize them any further or comment in any way on the substance, but I have taken the precautions I have just taken in light of those statements. And the precautions that he's saying is, I'm going to give Donald Trump until Sunday at 5 p.m. to let me know if he's going to testify or not. Because one of the things that Judge Kaplan doesn't want, and he astutely knows that this is what Donald Trump is trying to set everybody up for, is Donald Trump's going to say, oh, I wanted to testify, but the judge didn't give me an opportunity. You saw what I said in Ireland. I flew all the way back, and then the case ended, and I didn't get to testify. I wanted to be able to testify. So Judge Kaplan very smartly saying, I hear you saying that, but we'll give him a few days. The jury's going to come back on Monday anyway. We're ahead of schedule. If he wants to testify, he can testify, but let me know by Sunday. And again, Tacopina says he's not testifying, but the judge said, I hear you, but I don't want him to ever kind of complain and whine that he didn't get a fair shot here. So exposing Donald Trump as the coward that he is, but you see in the depositions right there, you see in the video depositions how Donald Trump acts and behaves. That's not strength at all. I mean, that is a delusional, deranged coward. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Thanks to your incredible support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. patreon.com/MeidasTouch, and also wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.